finding the best ways to find places to eat. So, what a lot of people do if they're going to look at how to find places to eat using Google, they'll just go to Google and they'll search things like Mexican food near me. And that's fine, you can do that. It's actually a good way of figuring out different things. But all that this does is it brings up a list of different restaurants nearby that you can choose from, but it only is in this selected area. Now you'll see there's all these different options. It shows about 20 of them. But if I zoom out here on our map area, you'll see that this number is going to go up and it's going to show us more options that we can choose from. So the further that I go out, the more it's going to update and the more it's going to show us different options. I can also move this to different areas and maybe come down here. Now because I do have this still selected, it's not showing us other restaurants nearby in this area because this isn't near me. But if I go and I hit X on that and I want to look at different restaurants here, it's not showing any. So I can click on this restaurants button right here. This restaurants button will show me all the restaurants in this area right here. And then if I want to come and search down here, I can definitely do that as well. I can come down, hit X. I can click on the restaurants button again, and it will show me all the restaurants in this area. So that's one way you can find different restaurants, is you can search by area or you can search by food type. So my favorite way of doing it is a combination of both, is basically just to look in the area that you are in or the area that you're searching for. So for example, say we're going to be in Salt Lake City and we want to check out different restaurants that are in Salt Lake City. You can go in here and zoom into certain areas and wait for different restaurants and different things to pop up. That'll show you where you can eat, but I find that takes a little bit too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit this restaurants button, and this is going to tell me all these restaurants in this different area where I can eat. Now unless you want to go in and look at all of these restaurants individually, I would just come right here on the side and look at the list that they have set up for you. Now if you're looking for a certain kind of restaurant at a certain price range, if you're wanting like fast food, you can check that out, and it'll tell you all the cheaper options of different things that you can look at. These are more fast food restaurants, whereas if you're going on a romantic date and you want to take your date somewhere nice, you might search somewhere that's a little bit more expensive, and you can check this out. Again, this is up to you, whatever kind of price range you're wanting to look at. If you're only wanting the most expensive restaurants, make sure that the only one checked is this most expensive one, and this will tell you all the more expensive restaurants in that area. And then if you're wanting somewhere in the middle, make sure that the only one you have checked is the exact price that you're looking at. So now while some of these may say this is like a medium amount of money, to some of us that may be a lot, so we may want to stick right here in the lower ones, but we also want something that's got a good rating, so we may come up and choose a 4-star rating, 4 or 5-star rating, and then we can see, okay, all these different restaurants in this area have pretty good ratings of at least 4 stars and above. So maybe I'm going to choose somewhere that I've never tried before and go and check that out. So again, it's pretty simple to do that. You can also do that with your phone. On the Google Maps application on your phone, it shows these same buttons. There's also an Explore button or a Near Me button, and then it'll have some of these that you can click on. That'll just help you figure out what's near you and where you can go out to eat. I always like to look by area. So for example, my wife and I are going to go on vacation to Disneyland. So maybe I'll search Disneyland Park in Anaheim, California. And then I'll come here to Disneyland and say we want to eat somewhere nearby. If we're going to be staying nearby, what I'll do is it's only showing me a couple different things right now. So I'll hit X right here, and that takes away this Disneyland marker. And then if I hit restaurants, it'll show me all the restaurants that are nearby in this area. And then I can choose from any of these. If I'm not super familiar with the area, I'm not super familiar with where the best places to eat are, and I'm trying to stay on budget, maybe I'll choose a medium amount of money, and then I want something with at least a 3-star rating. This will help me figure out exactly what I'm looking for in this area. Now, another thing you can do, if you are looking for certain kinds of restaurants, say you don't know if you're feeling a hamburger, or maybe you're feeling some Mexican food, or maybe you want some pizza, what you can do is when you have this selected, come to more options, and you can scroll down here and you can choose any of these different things. So for example, say I want to check out a good pizza place nearby. Check pizza. It'll tell me all these different spots. I can hit done, and it's still got these selected. It's got the medium amount of money, it's got the rating that I want, and then it's got all these different places that I can check out. The best thing about it is if you don't know where it is and you don't want to click on it because it'll take you to a different page, if you put your mouse over the top of it, you can see that this will turn into a different marker of exactly where it is at. And then if I go to a different one, you can see it changes. So I can say, okay, if my hotel is somewhere in here, I want somewhere nearby. I can scroll through these until I come up with something that's near to where I'm actually at.